Welcome back, students. In the alternating current chapter, we have discussed the different types of the AC circuit, in which we have discussed the circuit containing only resistor, circuit containing only inductor, and the circuit containing capacitor. And also there is a combinations, the resistor, capacitor, inductor, capacitor, inductor, the different types of the combinations are there. But it is better to discuss the single case, which is the circuit containing resistance, capacitor and inductor. And with the help of the single phasor, with the help of the single circuitry, you can find the any type of the combination with the help of the single. And whatever the element is not there, suppose you are discussing the RLC circuit or the LCR circuit, and where the capacitor is missing. So in the phasor of the LCR, just remove the capacitor the term, and simply whatever the outcome of the LCR, you will get the resultant of the RL circuit, right? So in spite of the discussing the combinations of the two, I am discussing the single case, and that single case cover all the possible combination, right? So let us discuss the this very important combination, which is the circuit containing R, L and C all. So the LCR circuit we will discuss what is the phasor and then what kind of behavior you will get. Let us see a simple circuitry. Here the resistance and the inductor and then capacitor is connected with a time varying signal, This one is R, this one L and this one C. Right now? And this RLC is connected with the time varying signal, which is V naught sine of omega t. And alternating voltage we are applying across this RLC. And suppose the potential difference across the resistor is VR, and the potential difference across the inductor is VL, and the potential difference across the capacitor is VC. Right now? So whenever we are applying the time varying signal, because of that, there is a potential difference build up across the resistor, across the inductor and across the capacitor. So at any instant of time, when the voltage is V naught sine omega t, in that case, the potential difference across the resistor is VR, the potential difference across the inductor is VL, and the potential difference across the capacitor is VC. Right now? So because all the three circuit elements are connected in the series combination, so we have to take the what? The sum of all the voltages. The applied voltage equals to the sum of all the voltages. But in the starting, I mentioned in the alternating current, we are considering here the variation of the voltage and current as a vector quantity. So here we also take the summation of all the voltage, but here we have to take the vector summation. Because the variation is not similar to the scalar. Here the variation is, we have to deal with the vector quantity. That is why the phasor is involved. That is why if it is similar to the DC, there is no phasor is required. But here, because the variation is time variable signal, that is why the phasor is required. So first of all, let us discuss what is the phasor of this LCR circuit. So let us discuss the phasor. So at any state of time, the current is I and the applied voltage is V naught sine omega t. So we know that, suppose this is the current reference. This is the current reference. Suppose the current in this line. So you know that for the VR means the voltage across the resistor. So you know that in a purely resistive circuit, the current and the voltage both are in the same phase. So here, because this is the current axis, so the voltage is also in the same axis. So I am considering this is the VR because both are in the same phase. Voltage and current both are in the same phase. Don't be confused. I is the indication in this axis. Not the value of I is greater than VR. I am not saying like that. Both are in the same axis. And this is the axis. And VL is what? The potential difference across the inductor. So we have discussed in the purely inductive circuits, the voltage lead by pi by 2. Voltage lead by pi by 2, or in other words, current lag by pi by 2. So this is your current axis. So voltage lead by. So this is your VL. Voltage lead by pi by 2. This is the current axis, and the voltage across the inductor lead by pi by 2. That is why pi by 2 ahead. This VL is pi by 2 ahead. Clear? And for the capacitor VC, we have found the voltage across the capacitor lag by pi by 2. voltage across the capacitor lag by. So here this is the current axis. So here you will get VC. You can see here the VC lag by, or the voltage across the capacitor lag by the current by pi by 2. So this is the current which is the pi by 2 ahead. Pi by 2 ahead, or the voltage lag by this one pi by 2. So this is the phasor. This is the phasor of the LCR circuit of this one, when the R, L, C are connected in the series combination. Now we have the three voltages, VR, VL and VC, and we have to take the vector sum, because in the series combination V is equal to what? VR plus VL plus VC. But for the DC you can take the simple sum, but here because it is the alternating, that is why we have to take the vector sum. So here we have to take the vector sum. So three vectors are there and we have to take the vector sum. So you can see here this VL and VC. VL and VC both are the opposite vector. So VL and VC both are opposite vector. So first of all I am going to solve the resultant of these two vectors. So because generally the value of the XL is greater than the XC, that is what we are considering the VL is greater than VC. Generally the value of the XL is greater than the XC, that is why we are considering the VL is greater than VC. So if the VL is greater than VC, so resultant of these two vectors in this direction, and what is the value? VL minus VC. I am not saying it's a hard and fast every time you are getting the VL is greater. Generally, oftenly, because the capacitor have the rating of the microfarad, while the inductor used generally in the order of the millihenry, right? So that is why there is difference of 1000. So generally we are finding the XL is greater than the XC. That is why the VL is greater than VC. But there is a chance you can minimize the value of the inductor such that the VC is greater than. So that will only change. The resultant vector of these two vectors will be downside. The only change is here. So here I am considering the VL is greater than VC. That is why the resultant of these two vectors is the upward direction. Now we have only two vectors, this VR and VL minus VC, and we have to take the vector sum. So what is the U rule? With the help of parallelogram theorem, we will find this one. The diagonal will give the applied voltage V, the resultant voltage. So here you can see that you will get V square. Simple, the formula R square is equal to P square plus Q square plus 2PQ cos theta. So here the vector angle between both the vector is 90 degree. So the term of the cos theta will be 0. You know that R square is equal to P square plus Q square plus 2PQ cos of theta. Right? Here theta is what? Theta is the angle between the vector P and Q. So here the two vectors VL minus VC and VR having the angle 90 degree. So when you put the cos 90, that term will be what? 0. So only you will get R square is equal to P square plus Q square. So here the resultant vector I am writing V square is equal to VR square plus VL minus VC whole square. Because one vector is VR, one vector is VL minus VC. So simple, this is the resultant of the vector quantity by using this formula. I am finding this one. Now you know that VR can be expressed into I into R, and VL equals to I into XL, and VC equals to I into XC. So when you put all three values here, you will get V square equals to IR square plus VL is equal to I into XL minus I into XC and whole square. So in this term you can see that I square is common, both the terms. So I square you can take the common and divide here. So what you will get? You will get V by I whole square. Right now? V by I whole square equals to R square plus XL minus XC whole square. You will get like that. Right now? V by I whole square is equal to R square plus XL minus XC whole square. Now see the LHS V by I. V by I, again according to Ohm's law, that is what? The equal to resistance. But this kind of resistance because of the overall resistance of what? Overall, because it's the total applied voltage and it's the total current. At any state of time, the total voltage and the total current. So that means that is the total resistance offered by the circuit. Because of the combination, that term is called the impedance of the circuit and denoted by the Z. So basically Z equals to, so that was Z square, and after that I am taking the under root, so Z is equals to under root R square plus XL minus XC whole square. Where Z is called the impedance of the circuit. Z is called impedance of circuit. impedance of circuit. So impedance have the characteristic of the resistance, right? That is why the unit of the impedance is also ohm, and the dimension of the impedance is also similar to the resistance. Clear? So impedance, that is called the impedance, the total resistance offered by the circuit. Total resistance offered by the circuit, and denoted by Z, denoted by the Z. And why I'm saying, if you know the single LCR circuit, you can form any kind of phasor. Just see the expression Z is equal to under root R square plus XL minus XC whole square. So this is the resistance offered by this combination. Suppose in this combination the capacitor is absent. In this combination the capacitor is absent. If the capacitor is absent, so circuit containing only resistor and inductor. So this is the combination. So if the capacitor is missing, so in this formula, what is the impedance of the RL circuit? So just remove the XC, because XC is not present here. But the circuit containing only resistor and inductor, there is no capacitor. In that case, XC is absent. When the XC is absent, you will get under root R square plus XL square. R square plus X square. And you can see that already we have discussed the impedance for the RL circuit. Impedance for the RL circuit is Z is equal to under root R square plus XL square. Right now, that is why I am saying, if you know this case, if you know the case of RLC or the LCR, this case, you can form any type of combination, any type, with the help of single phasor. With the help of the single phasor, you can form any kind of phasor, any type of combination, RL, LC, CR, like that, any type of combination. Whatever the term is not present, just remove from the phasor, and whatever the resultant phasor is that is your phasor for that combination. That combination, you will get that phasor. Right now, that is why I am not discussing the combination, because the single phasor can explain all the possible combination in this AC circuit, different types of the AC circuit. So it is clear. Whatever phasor, if you want to draw the phasor for the RL circuit, so just see VC is not there, just remove this VC, then RLBL. VR and BL, you have the two vector, and simply you can find the whatever the characteristic you want to find out. What is the applied voltage and what is the resistance, impedance. So with the help of this formula, you can find this one. If anyone is not present, simply you can remove that from the expression, and the resultant expression will represent that particular case. Right? So this case is very important, and oftenly the 5 marks question numerical is coming from this type of the combination, and different. Some short question also coming for this one. So this is your LCR. This is a very important this one. Now, so this is the overall resistance offered by the circuit, and what is the phase difference? What is the phase difference between the voltage and the current? So you can see from this phasor, this is your applied voltage and this is your current axis. This is your current, you can see this is the current axis, and this is your applied voltage. So this angle is what? This angle is your phase difference. This is your phase difference. Let us find out the phase difference of the phase difference. So from this figure, this is the right angle triangle, you know that. So simply we can find the tan phi. Tan phi is equal to what? This vector, the magnitude of this vector, and this vector is what? VL minus VC divided by this vector perpendicular upon base. So this is your VR. And just put the value of VL is equal to I into R, I into XL, this is equal to I into XC, and VR is equal to I into R. You will get, so the I get cancelled out from the numerator and the denominator. So you will get XL minus XC divided by R. So phi is equal to tan inverse XL minus XC divided by R. So this is your phase difference. This is your phase difference. So this is your phase difference, and this is your impedance, net impedance. So these two terms are very important. So here you can see that this time the case of RLC circuit, the voltage, the applied voltage lead by phi from the current. But I am saying this condition hold when the VL is greater than VC. Then VL is greater, that means the XL is greater than XC. Then oftenly, generally, the 90% you will see always the VL is greater than VC, or XL is equal to XC, greater than XC. Right? That is why in the case the voltage lead by the current. But if the VC anyhow, the VC, that means the XC is greater than XL. If anyhow the XC is greater than XL, in that case, what you will get? The current lead by phi. current will lead, because in that case the VC will be bigger. So the resultant of these two vectors downside, and after that you will take this side, you will get the diagonal, and that is why in that case the current will lead. So oftenly ask this question, when the current lead in the LCR circuit and when the voltage lead by the current in the LCR circuit. So it is quite simple. When the XL is greater than XC, when the XL is greater than XC, in that case voltage lead by current, and when XC is greater than XC is greater than XL, in that case you will get the current lead by the voltage. Right now, so 1 marks often ask this question, when you will get the which one is the leading from the which quantity, either the voltage leading or the current is leading. So depending upon the which vector is greater, VL is greater or VC is greater. So I hope this is the main this one. And suppose anyhow the XL is equals to XC, XL is equals to XC. In that case, if XL is equal to XC, in that case VL is equal to VC, because IXL and is equal to IXC, so both are equal, so both the vector get cancelled out, so you will get only one vector, that is the VR. So single vector you will get, that means the circuit behaves like a purely resistive circuit. Purely resistive circuit. Also you can find from this formula, if Z is equal to, you can see here, if XL is equal to XC, this term will be 0, so Z is equal to under root R square, that means R. So this is the case of condition of resonance. So this is very important. Condition of resonance. So when if XL equals to XC, right? So when you will find the resonance, when XL equals to XC, that means when the inductive reactance equals to the capacitive reactance, in that case it is called the condition of resonance. And if the XL is equal to XC, then Z is equal to what? From this formula you can find Z is equal to R. Then the circuit behaves like a purely resistive circuit. Right? That means in that circuit only we have the resistive effect only because of resistance. That means in that case the resistance, there is no resistance offered by the combination of the LC. There is no resistance offered by the combination of the LC. I am not saying that VL is not, the L is not applying any resistance. I am not saying that one. That is applying some resistance, but the nature of the resistance offered by the inductor and the capacitor are opposite in nature. Nature. That is why their combination is not providing any overall resistance. That is why their combination is not providing overall resistance. Right now? So this is very important. Oftenly asked this question in the board examination. What do you mean by the condition of resonance in the LCR circuit? So the case is XL is equal to XC, and in that case the circuit resistance is similar to the resistance value of this resistor. Right now? There is only Z equals to R. So I hope you understand this RLC circuit. The phasor is very important. The phasor, because all the derivation coming from because of that phasor. So I hope you should practice on this phasor. And if you have any doubt, mention in the comment section. And the next classes we will discuss some numerical based upon this RLC circuit. So if you have any doubt, mention in the comment section. Thank you.